Welcome back to Dinner Made Easy with Dina, and I'm Dina. Today we're going to be doing a very special recipe that's near and dear to my heart. This is a recipe that my father came up with, and I haven't made this one for a very long time. So I'm going to share this with you. I'm pretty excited about this one. We're going to be making barbecue short ribs in the oven, and they are going to be fall apart tender. I'm so excited to share this one with you. So stay with me and let's get that going. Okay, so we're going to start out with a medium-sized bowl, and I'm going to add 1 cup of diced onions. Now I did kind of dice these a little bit finely, and then we're going to go in with some ketchup. If I don't make a mess with this ketchup, it's going to be a miracle. So I need 2 cups of ketchup. And I do have 3 pounds of short ribs. So if you're doing a smaller amount, you can feel free to cut this recipe in half. But with 3 pounds, I want to make sure I have plenty of barbecue sauce. Okay. And to that, I have about 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm going to put in some chili powder, and I'm putting in about a half a teaspoon of chili powder. I'm also going to put in a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Now it's powder, not salt. You don't want to overdo the salt in this. Boy, I got the dropsies today. 2 dashes of Tabasco sauce. And it's going to be about 1.5 teaspoons of salt. There we go. And to that, I'm sorry, that's 1.5 teaspoons for half the batch, and so it's going to be another 1.5 teaspoons. So we have a total of 3 teaspoons of salt. There we go. And to this mixture, we're going to add 2 cups of water. Now we're going to give this a good stir. Ooh, it smells good. It's been a while, Pop. There we go. And I did preheat the oven to 325. With this many ribs, it's probably going to take about 4.5 hours because we are going to cook it slow. If you have a slow cooker, you could put this in the slow cooker, but I'm just going to follow the recipe the way my dad did it to make sure that I have it exactly right. Okay. Hey guys, if you're enjoying the channel, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. It means the world to me, helps my channel out a lot, and it doesn't cost you anything. Okay, so I just arranged my ribs into my Dutch oven, and I have 6 ribs. Like I said, that's about 3 pounds of ribs. I'm just going to pour the sauce right over the ribs. And it does look like I got plenty of sauce, which is great. So I'm just going to try to get a little sauce on every part of the rib before we put it into the oven. Okay, there we go. Now all I'm going to do is put the lid on it, and into the oven it goes. Now, if you're using a Dutch oven like me, these are wonderful. If you're just using, like if you don't have a Dutch oven, any kind of a pan you can put in the oven with a lid on it will work. Just make sure that you check your ribs at about maybe If you're only doing a pound and a half of ribs, you want to check these at about 2 hours. If you're doing the double batch like I am, which is 3 pounds of ribs, I'm going to give this a good look at about 3.5 to 4 hours, just to see how we're coming along. So the ribs, we want them to be falling apart tender, and we're going to show you that throughout our journey. So stay tuned. Okay, so we have the ribs assembled in our Dutch oven. We're going to go ahead and stick them into the oven on 325, and they are 3 pounds of ribs. So this will probably take about 4.5 hours, but we're going to check them starting at the 3-hour mark as we go, just to make sure that everything's coming along. We want to make sure they're nice and tender, fall apart tender, because that is the absolute key to these wonderful ribs. So stay with me and we're going to check those out as we go along. Okay, here are our ribs about halfway through, and they are coming along nicely. There's lots of juice, which is great. I just stirred those around just a little bit, and I think I'm going to turn those down to 300 because we're not planning on having dinner for another 3.5 hours. So I'm going to turn that down to 300, and then I'll show you what it's like when it comes out of the oven. Okay, here we are, and our ribs are ready, so we're going to give those a try. And these were in the oven for about 5 hours. Now, at hour 3.5, I did turn them down to 300. They're super tender. Oh man, these are good. You gotta give this one a try, guys. It's absolutely excellent. We have some friends over for dinner tonight that are enjoying the ribs with us. I think they're enjoying the ribs. So I'm gonna go and finish my dinner with our friends, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot. Bye now.